Hello my amazing viewers, welcome back once again to Pig Farming Academy. In today's video I'm going to discuss the reason why 90% of most beginner pig farmers do not make it in their first year of pig farming business. I'm going to share the mistakes that they make and equally how to avoid this mistake if you want to get it right in the pig farming industry. Imagine you as a pig farmer spending close to 2 million naira to build a pig farm, buying healthy pigs, feeding them every day, only to discover that you did not make any profits or you have even lost money in the course of this business. Sadly, this happens to a lot of farmers. It happens to a lot of beginner pig farmers whereby they get to realize that they couldn't even break even at the end of the year. So I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to share this story with you, the story as to how my own journey went, how I managed to thrive in this business. So make sure you pay attention. And equally make sure that you message me through WhatsApp in case you have any question regarding the pig farming industry. My WhatsApp number is 080-588-11642. Okay guys, so let's dive into the video and discuss the topics that we need to discuss. Okay guys, so before I dive into telling you the reasons why most beginner pig farmers do not make it in their first day of business, I'm going to introduce myself. As you already know me that I'm a pig farming educator. I'm equally a medical radiography student of the University of Nigeria campus. I went into pig farming business due to my love for animals. I cherish and I just love animals due to childhood adventure and everything. So I happened to establish a pig farm immediately after my work examination. That's how long I have been into the business. I started after my work examination and I've been in this business now. I'm in my final year. I'll be graduating this year, after which I would expand my farm and do a lot of things in the animal world. So guys, that is how I managed to start out the pig farming business. I had a lot of experiences before I started as a young boy, because I was around 18 years then. I was around 18 years when I started. First of all, I went to learn, because I understood the importance of knowledge. And knowledge is the key foundation to every successful business. I now went into the business. I know it was capital was very difficult. Raising up capital for the business was quite difficult, but I achieved it at the end of the day. And then not just that, I was able to write a book titled The Pig Farmer's Journey that contains how I managed to set up the capital, how I managed to start up this business in so many respects, and the challenges that I experienced in my pig farming journey and how I managed to overcome these challenges. The name of this book is The Pig Farmer's Journey. As you can see, this is the book, okay? So make sure you grab a copy. I'm going to be dropping the link of this book in the description box of this video and equally in the comment section. So make sure you grab a copy. If you can't use the link, message me through WhatsApp 080-588-11642. That is how to get the copy of the book. So let me now go into the reasons why most beginner pig farmers do not make it in the pig farming industry. Because starting pig farming because everyone says it's profitable is one of the mistakes that most people make. If you don't understand the business as a whole, don't go into it. That was one of the key factors. That was one of the key things that I knew. I was like, yes, if I'm going to go into this business, that I need to go into it because I understood the ropes. Because I understand the ropes. Not because people keep on, yes, pig farming is profitable. I'm going to tell you the truth. They are very prolific. But that is when you get it right, when you know the right things to do to avoid making mistakes. Because I've seen so many farmers that would just, once they hear that you sold, let me say, 100 pigs for 200k each, and they'll calculate the money in their head and then think of the profitability. Get my point? They have that mindset of quick gains without realizing that there are secrets, there are strategies, there are procedures, there are techniques that needs to be put in place before one can attain that level of profitability. So guys, my advice for you as a beginner pig farmer or even an intending pig farmer is that you shouldn't go into the business because people say it's profitable. Go into it because you understand the ropes of the business, that you understand the feeding sector, not just the feeding sector, but you have been able to get a feeding sector that can be affordable and equally supply these pigs with nutrients. Understand the feeding aspect, understand the drug aspect, understand the aspects that make up the pig farming industry. This is one of the key mistakes that most pig farmers make. They go into the business because they hear that pig farming is profitable, but only farmers who manage to understand this principle that they are the ones that will make profit. You don't manage the pig farming industry because of it's just a farm, or you manage it as a business. You need to understand the finance sector, how to be able to reduce the cost of your feeding, how to be able to formulate your feeding, how to be able to mate them, because you don't just randomly mate. And this is one of the mistakes that most beginner pig farmers make, randomly mating the animals. You strategically, selectively mate your animals. You get my point? You strategically and selectively mate your animals. And if you don't actually learn this, there is no way you get to know it. That's just it. And this is one of the reasons why most beginner pig farmers they don't end up profitable in their first year of business, because they don't understand these key factors. They go ahead to practice inbreeding, they go ahead to even overfeed their animals in most cases, or even formulate feed that are unnecessarily expensive. I would say unnecessarily expensive, because while you're formulating your feed, it's not just about putting all the nutritional components. Pigs do not care about the price of their feed. All they want is this feed rich enough to supply me the nutrients that I need. So you as a farmer, like myself as an experienced farmer, I already know ways. I know ways by which I can be able to reduce the cost of feeding my animals, including the maggot strategy. I'm going to explain some of the strategies as we go along the video, okay? So make sure you watch to the end. I'm going to share some of the strategies by which I reduce the cost of feeding these animals. So you as a beginner pig farmer, begin to see pig farming as a business. Do not just see it as just a random thing that you are enticed to do based on the profitability that you keep on hearing people say about it. You need to go into it as a business, thereby enabling you to giving the zeal to go and learn before you go into it. Learn all the aspects that is involved. Then again, aside from this knowledge aspect, I'm going to tell you something. Like I always say, the foundation of this business is mostly dependent on, aside from knowledge, your stock. Do not just go ahead to buy your stock because it's cheap. I'm telling you the truth. Most beginner pig farmers make mistake on this aspect. I'm not in any way saying that the more expensive one is the better stock. No, but just get my point that do not buy the piglets, for instance, or winners that you want to make use of to start up your farm. Don't buy it because of the concept that it's cheap. Buy it because of the quality, because it is healthy, because it is this breed, because it has this quality. That is why you should buy it. Don't know because this farmer sells his own piglet at 30k, this one sells his own at 50k. I'm going to buy this one of 30k. I'm not in any way saying that the price is what determines the value, because people can tag their value to whatever price is. But I'm telling you that do not let that price not be the key factor there. It's better you buy a more quality pig for, let me say, 50k. You buy a smaller number than for you to spread the amount, into the 30k on, and then buy more but pigs of poor genetical qualities. It's very easy to detect. Ask for the breeds, ask for the line factors. That is why these line factors, everything. I'm building an app called Farm Track. The purpose of this Farm Track is to enable farmers to keep track of all their breeding sectors, so that you will now be able to avoid inbreeding, because all your animals in your farm will be tagged into this app named Farm Track Pro. This is it. And not just that, this application is going to help you to keep records of your vaccination programs from the moment the animal was farrowed to the moment of maturity. It is going to keep on informing you about the drugs every month. Maybe, okay, if it comes to this month, it will tell you this is the vaccination, this is going to tell you everything. I'm going to code it towards this respect. I've been able to build the login page, the registration page, the animal page, and everything. So when I'm done, it's going to be a very huge work. I've been working all night for it. I've been dedicating my nights, sleepless nights, and everything. But I believe that with time, I'll get it right. Okay, so guys, make sure you subscribe to my amazing channel and equally follow my WhatsApp community, which I will be dropping the link in the comments of this video, to get updates on this journey of FanTrack Pro development. Not just that, I'm going to call my WhatsApp number right away again, so they can be able to message me through WhatsApp, ask your questions in any respect of pig farming industry. 080-588-11642. So let's continue with the video. Aside from buying the right quality of piglets, that most beginner pig farmers get wrong, there comes another important aspect, which is housing. I'm not in any way saying that you should go and start with the best house in the world. No. But I'm going to tell you something. If you are able to get a house that has a good drainage system and well ventilated, I'm going to advise you, do not try to overstack your animals. You as a beginner pig farmer, unless you have the capacity, I've kept on saying this, raise it according to your capacity. You as a beginner pig farmer, you have no reason getting that huge number of piglets or whatever. Get it according to your capacity. Learn the ropes of the business, after which you can now start scaling up. That is the mindset I want you to start using to run the pig farming industry. You have no reason as a beginner pig farmer to begin to get into thousands of piglets or whatsoever. Check your capacity. Let me tell yourself, okay, let me use this ones to learn the rope of the business. Let me understand the drug sectors. Let me understand the breeding sectors. Let me understand these sectors. Yes. After which, with consistent learning, you can be able to master the ropes. Then you can now go on full force. Pigs are very prolific. Even with just 3 pigs, I assure you that within a year, for instance, you buy 3 pigs, two sows, 2 girls. Let me say 2 girls and 1 boy. Within a year, your pig farm will strategically increase. That is how prolific pigs are. So I'm going to tell you that pig farming is one of the most lucrative business when it comes to reproduction and growth. They grow very fast, especially when you get it right, when you get the breeding aspect right, when you get the feeding aspect right, when you get the health aspect, keeping right to your drugs, osteocycline, multivitamin, ivermectin, iron dextra plus, keeping right to all these drugs and your vaccination programs, and more importantly, keeping right to the hygiene sector, because most farmers will be like, oh, I give them the drugs, I give them these drugs, but they neglect the hygiene sector. No matter the amount of drugs you give to them, if you get this hygiene sector wrongly, you have done it wrong. So when it comes to the poor housing, mind you that the pig farm's house should be well ventilated. When I say ventilated, yes, is what should be well ventilated. It shouldn't mean that doesn't mean that you should bring cold to them, because most farmers, most pigs like the piglets and all those things, they require a little bit of warmth. I have two farm sectors. One that is much more ventilated, where I keep the big ones and everything. Then I have one that is also ventilated, but in a much more enclosed region, in a much more enclosed area, where you can get warmth for these piglets and everything. That is where they farrow and everything, because of the warmth in it, thereby making the piglets very healthy. So guys, that is just the concept of housing. Make sure that when you want to get your pig farming house, that it is well ventilated, that there is good drainage system, good flooring system, and nice pen size. You see, this pen size is very, very important. Do not overstock your animals. Like if, for instance, in this room of pen, that what should be there is 5, stick to that 5, because there are so many disadvantages that come with you overstocking your animals. Pathogens can begin to grow due to that heat that stacks up there. And if you happen to be the kind of farmer that doesn't pack away their droppings every day and everything, you begin to see them, they'll begin to gnaw on these pathogens in pursuit of maggots and everything, which can now then lead to compounding health complications, which can reduce their carcass weight and destroy your productivity. And I wouldn't like that for you as a pig farmer, because my purpose on this channel is to guide you through the ropes, guide you through the steps, and equally share my own real life experience in the pig farming journey. When I started my pig farming as a young boy that I swept my pen every day. You might say that, oh, that's very stressful. Yes, I know that's very stressful. Now I sweep only once and everything, but then I swept 2 times every day. And I can tell you that hygiene is one of the best ways to raise a successful pig farm. You can see the pigs that are very, very clean, even without beating and everything. They are very, very clean. That is because I do not allow their droppings to stay in their farm more than a day. remove the droppings, pack the droppings out before feeding them. It is very, very important. When you begin to treat pig farming business as a business and not just an adventure, you realize that things should be done rightly. There are techniques, there are procedures, there are things that you need to do for you to get it right. And when you begin to see it from this aspect, I'm going to assure you that nothing can stop your profitability. Then when it comes to another aspect that most pig farmers make mistake, especially beginner pig farmers, it is the feeding without understanding nutrition. Feeding is not just about you bringing this and bringing that to feed to your pigs. No, ask yourself, what are the nutritional requirements that pigs actually need? This will help you to formulate the right composition. For instance, they require the carbohydrates, which is the energy giving food. They require the protein, they require the minerals, they require the vitamins, water of course. But when it now comes to these classes of food, you can now ask yourself, there are certain factors. Which one is budget friendly? How do I get these sources? That it's budget friendly. At the same time, it is nutritional. And then at the same time, I can find them in large quantity. That is why I don't normally like giving people random feeding components, because I understand that you guys watch me from different regions of the world, maybe from China, Japan, Germany, everywhere, USA. So these regions have what they can get in large quantity. That is why I normally share the concept of feed composition, feed formulation for you, so that you can now go for your market research. Ask yourself which one is budget friendly, which one can at the same time meet up their feeding requirements, and at the same time I can get them in large quantity, because you not like the kind of feed that you get today and you will not get tomorrow. That gives that makes you unstable in the farming industry. So go for market research, check these three factors, and then be able to get the ones that you need. For me, myself, I make use of cassava or corn, the carbohydrate sources, the PKC. Then when it now comes to the protein, I make use of the soybeans, the otuoba. Otuoba is called bambara, not chaff, by English and everything. Bambara, not chaff, otuoba. Then soybeans. Then I make use of the maggots. How do I get this maggot? This maggot enables me to reduce the cost of feeding my animals in the protein aspect. When my pigs release their droppings, I pack the droppings. I don't just use them to grow crops. I rather keep them in a very humid environment that will enable maggots to grow. After which I can now extract these maggots and then be able to process them by washing them with salt and water. After which I can now heat them up to kill pathogens. This maggot is a very, very rich nutritional source of protein for my animals, including my fish farm. This is my fish farm. I give these maggots to my fish and equally give them to my pigs, which can enable me to reduce the cost of protein. Then now, you as a pig farm, I'm going to advise you to do one thing for me. Even if you're intending to start a pig farm, go to the area of land where you want to establish the farm. Make sure you begin to plant certain crops. This is my farm. You can see the plantain. Plant all those things. Plant the plantain. Plant the pawpaw. Plant all those crops. You can grow cassava. You can grow all this. Growing all these things will enable you to reduce the cost of feeding your animals. You get the manure from the pigs. You can use them to grow cassava. You can use them to grow corn, by which you can equally consume and equally use in making this feed for animals. Agriculture is a cycle. It's a self-sustaining cycle. It doesn't require much. All it requires is for you to understand its principles. When you understand the principles, you'll be able to see that, this is actually a cycle. From peas, you get the manure. From the manure, you get the maggot. From the maggot, you feed your fish. From the fish, you get the manure water, which you can use in growing your crops. You can equally use the maggots to feed your pigs again. It's just a cycle, more like a water cycle. Do you understand my principle? Begin to see agriculture, or even pig farming, to be specific, as a business. Begin to have the mindset that, I'm going to go into this business with understanding the ropes. You just feel free to message me through WhatsApp 080-588-11642. Ask your questions on any aspect of the pig farming industry. I'm just here to answer you. That is the purpose. I'm here to answer you. I'm going to break it down. If it is formulate feed, the health sectors, bring your questions. I'm going to guide you through the steps, because that was one of the things that prompted me to open this channel. Because during my own time as a young boy that I was, 18 years at the time, I found it difficult to get people to educate me in the particular aspect that I needed to understand, especially the drug aspect, how I needed to inject those drugs, the doses, the ivermectin that I needed to ingest subcutaneously, all those aspects. I found it difficult. That was why I said, okay, so I believe that there will be people also out there that want to go into this business without understanding the rules, or maybe finding it difficult to to get into the rope of the business. So I'm going to help create this channel and then break it down for you guys. That is why I did this and everything. The name of this channel was William's Farming Secret at the time, but over the time we had to rebrand it to WhatsApp issues and YouTube issues. So guys, I'm going to only tell you another reason why most beginner farmers do not get it right. Aside from the feeding aspect, here comes another important aspect. You see the drug aspect, the health aspect. Oh my God. This is one of the things that tarnish most beginner farmers' money. They don't understand that drug routines are paramount. They are very, very important when it comes to the pea farming industry. Ignoring your preventive doses, ignoring preventive health routines like the osteocycline, the multivitamin, the Iron Extra Plus. I've gone to so many farms that the sow farrowed. I asked her, have you given this sow the Iron Extra Plus? She said no, that she doesn't give the animals Iron Extra Plus. Yes, I can understand that. Yes, the peas might be able to get maybe based on the feeding components that indirectly that they get the iron required for their piglets, because piglets normally suffer from what we call iron anemia, iron deficiency, right? So this anemia is very, very bad for them. That's why we supply Iron Extra Plus to them at the third or fourth day after farrowing. This is because it helps them to supplement for this loss of iron. So you as a pea farmer should understand this. I myself, I give the sow even this Iron Extra Plus every month from the period of its gestation. That's 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. I give them every month of this particular period. Then still on the day that it farrows, I will only give it to you. Then on the third or fourth day, I will now inject the piglets. Having carried out these practices, it has helped me a lot, given that I get to see the results: healthy piglets, strong piglets, faster growths, and then getting it right. So you as a pig farmer, you have no reason ignoring your drugs. Please stick to your drugs. The Iron Extra Plus, I'll break down the drugs. I made a video on that, and I think it was the second or third video of this channel. Check it out. You watch the videos on the drugs, the vaccines, every other aspect of the pig farming industry. Not just that, there is a mistake that most beginner pig farmers make. It's called the biosecurity. When you start up your pig farm, people will want to come and see, they want to come and watch and everything. But there's something we call biosecurity. Farmers from other farms and everything might carry 1 or 2 pathogens from their farm and then get to introduce them into your peas. So how to prevent that is to have a food bait that has a disinfectant that will be able to kill some of these pathogens. This is to enable you to not introduce these pathogens to your peas, which can tarnish their growth and everything. And not just that, when you want to buy a new stock into your farm, please make sure you quarantine them. It's very important because it helps you to monitor these animals and see if they have 1 or 2 malformities, diseases that can affect the other herd that you have, thereby enabling you to take them out at the first strike. Then during this quarantining process, you have to give them some drugs also. You have to deworm them. You have to inject them with certain antibiotics to make sure that they are clean and then ready to be introduced into the main stock. I can assure you from my heart that if you keep all these practices, you'll be able to make profit. There is nothing stopping you from making profit. Also, let me go into another aspect that most people must get it wrong at their first year. Record keeping. You see, this record keeping, it makes them to forget tracks of their drug routine. It makes them to forget tracks of their breeding records, thereby practicing inbreeding, because those animals were not tagged. And that is one of the major reasons why I decided to go into software development to develop this app called Farm Track. I've been able to work on the login page, like I said previously, the registration page, and the animal dashboard. Mind you that this app is going to help you to keep tracks of all the animals in your farm, whereby it's just a system whereby all the animals that you have in your farm will be tagged. They will be tagged with their names and their unique ID. This unique ID will help you to identify each of these animals. Once you come to your application, you can be able to put in the animals tag. It will bring out all the routines, everything that is required for that particular animal. This will help you to practice a much more technologically advanced agriculture, whereby you get to keep to the principles of vaccination and every aspect required to get this pig farming business right. I want to introduce this aspect. Over time, we'll get to introduce the televet medical services to this particular livestock world, whereby farmers can just pick up their phone, make inquiries regarding their farm health and everything, and then get detailed knowledge and advice from vet medical practitioners. That's the goal. When I'm done with this application, I'm going to let you know. So make sure you subscribe. I'll keep on dropping the updates on the progress that I've made towards this application on my YouTube channel, P Farming Academy. So make sure you subscribe, and equally message me through WhatsApp if you have any question regarding this aspect. Also drop your opinions. I'm open to opinions, guys. So poor record keeping, like I said, is one of the mistakes that most pig farmers make. Most beginner pig farmers, or even advanced pig farmers, most of them don't keep records, which can make them to not keep track of the sales, not keep track of the feeding, not keep track of the inputs and the outputs that go on in the farm, or even mortality or natality. You need to understand that keeping good records is one of the paramount factors that you need to practice if you want to get it. If you want to get pig farming right, not just as a beginner or even the beginning phase, but if you want to get it right in general. I would have said no marketing plan, but pigs are very marketable, so they are very profitable. Like I myself don't even stress about selling my pigs. I just have to, pick up my phone and call the butchers in the abattoir. They will just come to my aid immediately and pack up the pigs that they want to buy. That's just one thing about pig farming. They are very marketable. In Nigeria, I don't know about other countries, but I know that Asia continent consume pigs a lot too. So when it now comes to another aspect, treating pig farming with emotions, please treat pig farming with. I have a story to tell you. It's not about pig farming, but it's about this particular subtopic where I said treating farming with emotion. When I was still in my primary school days and everything, we had a goat, because I told you guys that I love animals from childhood. I raised animals due to the adventure and everything. So we had a goat at the moment. We raised it to a very particular stage. We started from 2, a male and a female. Then we grew it to almost 10 or 12 thereabouts. They farrowed. They kept on giving birth and everything. Not farrowing, don't mind me. They kept on giving birth. After which, we had a billy goat that was so mature. But my mom kept on saying that we should kill this particular billy goat, for family purposes and everything. But due to how attached we are with the animals and everything, we said no and everything. But all of a sudden, the animal disappeared because the compound was very large. So it was a very big hectares and everything. So the animal just disappeared. Up to today, we don't know where the goat was. So why am I saying this? Is because I want you to understand that farming or livestock farming or even farming in general is not something you should treat with emotions. You shouldn't be attached to any of them. You should at one point or the other be willing to make decisions that might hurt your feelings, but at the same time prove to be profitable for your farm. There are some times where this boy is huge and everything, the attention and everything it gets to the farm, unless you are keeping it for tourist purposes. Because there was a boy I had then, it was very, very huge. Maybe through reproductive ways, it's no longer use it for reproduction. It is just there eating feed. At that point, I believe that you as a pig farmer should know that the right thing to do is to sell it off and everything. But when you get attached to the animal, I believe you would find it difficult to do that. So that's why I said that you as a beginner pig farmer should have the mindset that, treating pig farming as a business is the right way. Do not treat it with emotions. Handle it with strategy. This will enable you to, at the end of the day, to call in profit. Because that's the sole aim. That's the sole aim of going into pig farming business. The sole aim is to be able to make profit, not about all these stories and everything. So guys, I believe that I've been able to share information, not just information, but important information that will enable you or aid your journey in the pig farming world. If you found this video helpful in any way, in the feeding respect, everything, please make sure you subscribe to this amazing channel, and equally make sure that you message me through WhatsApp 080-588-11642 to be able to ask me questions on any aspect of pig farming industry. I'm always here to guide you and equally teach you on things to do. Also guys, please make sure you get a copy of the Pig Farmer's Journey. It's a book that contains my life experiences in the pig farming world and equally explain the breeding aspect of pig farming, the feeding aspect, the strategies I make use of, a lot of strategies that I make use of in the pig farming world, the detailed real life experience. If you're a beginner pig farmer or even an intending pig farmer, I can assure you that this book is for you. It's going to help you, it's going to teach you as a beginner, because I explained the details as to how it happened in real life. It's not just a random technical book. I explain how it happened in real life. So make sure you grab a copy with the link I'm going to share. I'm going to drop in the comments of this video, and equally in the comment section, or message me via WhatsApp and get a copy. Thank you very much, guys. It's an online book, okay? You don't have to stress yourself. You don't have to worry about how to receive it. Just tap on the link, get a copy, read it, implement the strategy in your farm. It's going to help you a lot, I promise you all. So guys, make sure you equally join my WhatsApp community. Feel free to message me via WhatsApp. God bless you all, and equally stay updated for the next video that I'm going to be dropping on the updates on my software development. Thank you very much, guys. Love you all.